Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to a new episode of The Road to Glory. This is episode number 147. And it's only February. I don't know if I've ever done this many episodes. I'll have to check back to last year's Road to Glory to see if we even got this far. But basically, off camera, I went and decided to just play one game with literally against beginner offline gameplay with a Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway and Sweden player in my squad in order to unlock that new kit, which was on screen and is now going to be my new home kit. That's the one I'm going to be playing in, and my opponents for the weekend league will be playing in that spicy Juventus kit, which I was using as my home kit in the last episode. Sorry if that gets a little bit confusing. But you know what the team's looking like. Yesterday was a big episode. We were able to get Ronaldo on the Road to Glory by going onto the market, picking him up after selling a couple of icons and Neymar, and we are 3-0 in the weekend league. Doing alright, not too bad at all. It's time to go on in to some more weekend league action today, and if you guys do enjoy, feeling generous on this Sunday, do me a favour, smash that thumbs up button. Let's try and hit 2,000 likes nice and quick today. Let's do it actually on Sunday. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, mean the world to me. So, moving on into our first match of the episode, we are going to be coming up against, I mean, it's not really a weekend league worthy or ready squad, in my opinion, just based on what everyone else seems to have on this game now. But a nice 1-2 between Arnautovic and Ronaldo, and we're actually able to go 1-0 up after a minute, which is actually something that I used to do a lot of when the finesse shots were a thing. But actually now the little cheeky 1-2s and stuff can also work quite well if the opponent is someone which manually defends a little bit more, because the AI defending is super strong. If you manually defend, you are at a disadvantage, in my opinion. Aubameyang then whips one to the back stick, and it's Ronaldo to head, but the goalkeeper saves that one. We're 2-0 up at this point in time, and pretty much plain sailing. Ronaldo bursts through again. Look how he holds off Koulibaly and slots it home. I don't think I've had a striker yet which has that ability, and that is what Ronaldo brings to the table. And look how fire that kit is. It's so nice. They've been bringing out some really spicy kits this year. They really have. I think this might be the best one yet, though. And I do actually score a first-time finesse shot, without timing it, of course, because I don't really time shots at all anymore. And once again, you just see how nice that kit's. The Northern Lights, I get it. It's really high quality. So I'm 4-0 up at half-time in our first game of the weekend league today, and it really is going nicely for us. Now, he decided to, what I think was up his pressure a little bit in the second half. Apologies for the phone going off. No, you did not just get a text message. I did. But yeah, he sort of came back into it in the second half a little bit until I was able to, I mean, I don't think you could get much more in the top corner from that right there from Ronaldo. So, you know, fair play. Good volley. Good ball in from Zlatan. And then we're pretty much plain sailing. I noticed a lot of gaps in his defence as he did try to push up to basically score a whole load of goals and stuff going forward. So, well, 6-1 is the score. And, yeah, we get a nice, easy win. And a great first game of the day, just because that gives you a nice motivation boost. You know those days where, like, towards the end of last weekend league, where I literally had my first two games, both went to penalties, both lost on penalties, and that just brings your motivation levels way down. Whereas like a game like this is just, hell yeah. I want to go into another one. I want to score another hat-trick with Ronaldo. And this guy's got flashback Torres, so I was a little bit nervous, and I'm not going to lie, the first half of this game was actually kind of tough. He was good on the ball. He had quite a lot of possession. He whips a lovely ball in, and I just knew at that point in time, if I couldn't quite get a header on it with my defender, that's a straight up goal. You know how many headers I've been scoring lately, so I can't really complain when my opponent does it to me. But a nice ball through to Ronaldo, a good Berber spin, and a lovely finish into the back of the net. That was solid, and that was quality from the Juventus attacker. Now, it's 1-1 at half time, but look at this. Very even game. My opponents had more possession than me, and that was kind of for the rest of the episode, that's kind of the feel, really. I'm struggling with possession, which is something that I think, because I play on quite a fast build-up, is a difficult thing to then have quite a lot of possession, because you really go for your chances, and if you can't quite make them happen, then you lose the ball and your opponent gets to hold the ball for a long time. I let a very, very dodgy goal in there. Not quite sure how that one went in, but a lovely ball through to Ronaldo. He somehow megs Boateng. I play it through to Mbappe, get a nice quick equaliser in the 69th minute, and this game could go either way. It really could. Daniel Vaz then plays a beautiful ball through to Iñaki Williams, and I thought, again, if he can get his head to this, I am done for. And for some reason, it just went past my Van Dijk. It didn't seem like my Van Dijk was active to try and head that one, which sucked because it then meant my opponent, scored the goal to go in the lead. But in the 92nd minute, I just threw everything forward, literally all out attack. I was able to get the goal with Ibra to take this one into extra time. I don't know if I fully deserved that one, but hey, it doesn't really matter because as we push on through, he gets another backstick opportunity. I just couldn't handle this Torres. A lot of people have been saying that he's not really cutting it in the game because he hasn't got the skill moves and he doesn't really have the right stats for what he should have, I don't think. But yeah, in the end there, that guy and his team were able to beat me 4-3 in extra time. Probably a fair result, although it was stressful and annoying when it happened. Going on into the next one then, I'm like, okay, this is someone which I feel like maybe hasn't really played the game much that often because, or lately, because he's kind of got like base UCL cards and just regular golds and stuff. So I don't know, it's a La Liga squad, but I wasn't necessarily worried. Now, he tried to move his goalkeeper, literally gave me a nice free open goal with Arnautovic, and I'll take that 1-0 nice and early on. He was good on the ball, good with possession again against me, but every time I got through I felt kind of dangerous, and a lovely LB fake shot and a nice low driven which obviously had a lot of power on it because it sort of rose and soared into the top of the net to go 2-0 up here. Thiago Silva plays it to Arnautovic through to Ronaldo once again. PK ain't ever going to catch him there, and I just able to slot that one into the corner, nearly went wide. You'll notice I'm not timing any of these. I feel like time shooting is now just it's not even a thing. I don't think it's necessary anymore. I try and dink him with Firmino right there, and how lucky is that I get the second go at it with Aubameyang. You know when your luck's in, and you know when you're having one of those games which, yeah, you're just going to win, aren't you? So he quit at 4-0, I think it was, in the first half, so it's just like, alright, I'll take a very nice, simple, easy win to bring me up to 5-1, because we lost the last one, didn't we? Next game, another fairly decent squad. A bit of an odd one. You got a prime Ballack, you're still using a regular Manolas and a UCL Rabiot. I just find it a bit of a weird team. And to be honest, Keane and Nesta are not two icons which I'm super bothered about. Ballack, yeah, worried about. And Keane, I guess, is alright. But take a look at that from a ball for Arnautovic, and a lovely composed finish from Aubameyang puts us 1-0 up pretty early on. Fabinho then plays it through to an onside Roberto Firmino. I spot Aubameyang free at the back post again, and he gets his head onto it, in off the post. Kind of lucky, but hey, we'll take it. The angle was kind of against him, so I'm fortunate that one didn't actually go wide of the post. And at half-time, I'm fully dominating this game, 2-0 up. It should be going my way. We should be getting another victory here. Nesta plays it out sloppily to Mbappe, into Ibra, into Aubameyang, into Ronaldo, and a first-time low-driven. That was just so quick, even I couldn't keep up with it there. And that's enough to force my opponent to rage quit. So there's been some games which have been fairly tough, but most of my games so far in the weekend league, out of the first 6 or 7 games here, been nice and easy, and we've really been able to dominate our opponents. So going into the next one right here, he's got Crespo. He's got a nice team. I can see that he's linking up different players. He's able to get 3 leagues in there, I'm pretty sure, and an icon, or more than 3 leagues, because of course Casillas was in there as well. So a nice squad, which of course with a game plan changes up to a different formation. I can't remember what formation he was playing, but I go 1-0 down to it in quite early on in this game. Firmino then plays it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, look at that hold-up play, and they just try and mark Ronaldo rather than watching Bobby's run, and Bobby gets through, sticks that one in with a low-driven shot to equalise after 33 minutes. Fabinho plays it into Firmino. I cut back and whip this one back stick for an open Aubameyang. Once again, the angle was against me, but just being able to get up above Carvajal right there gave us at least a chance to score that header, and of course, it worked out for us that time. Aubameyang then slots it into Ronaldo, and a nice, easy, low-driven finish in off the post to, in quite quick succession, like 6 FIFA minutes or something, we were able to literally turn this game around and go 2 goals ahead when we were 1 goal down. So I'm confident confident half-time, again, that we can get a win here. Ibra with a La Croqueta. Ibra just finesses it into the back of the net. It was a good time. It was an easy goal. I had a couple of opportunities like that. I really dominated the early parts of the second half, but wasn't quite sticking the ball in the back of the net. So it was quite nice when Ibra finally got that goal, and then Aubameyang gets this one right at the end, just to seal the deal at 5-1. A nice, again, a very easy win, especially after the very start of the game wasn't so easy. We just completely turned it around and dominated for the rest of the game. So we're up to 7 wins now, and we're going into our next game. A little bit nervous because I see some very good players. That's a nicely built squad there, a mix between the French Ligue 1 and, of course, the Bundesliga, or Bayern Munich, should you say. He's got Alphonso Davies, he's got a special version of Lewandowski, and the ball falls to my opponent here, to his Lewandowski, strikes it, just smacks it in against me after 4 minutes, and I'm the home team. So I had kickoff. So that's not great. Carrying on in this game, this guy obliterated me with possession. And I could just tell was a better player than me, especially at holding the ball. So it was incredibly frustrating. Now I think we might get a little kickoff goal action here. Look how lucky we get kind of playing it through to Ronaldo, striking it past Neuer. To get the kind of cheesy goal, but hey, I need to take it because this guy's obviously good. I'll take anything I can get at this point. He just did the right stuff against me. I couldn't quite read him. He was holding the ball so well. You'll see at halftime he had 64% possession. That, I'm not going to lie, is the most boring and annoying thing to play against, is when someone holds the ball way better than you and you just can't get near it. That's a goal that I feel like someone only like Ronaldo can score to almost try and get us back in it. But it wasn't ever going to last because, I mean, what a ball in. And as soon as Lewandowski got his head on that, I was like, yeah, this is game over. 4-2 to my opponent. And I think he even held possession against me even better in this second half than he did in the first, which was even more frustrating. But I play the ball through here, get on it with Ronaldo, whip it into the box maybe. Yeah, and I mean, a great goal, to be fair. A beautiful bicycle kick from Mbappe. But it's not enough, and again, he tries to get his 2-goal lead back here. Meunier into Renato Sanchez, into Lewandowski. My defence is all over the place. He's got very well-positioned players, and not afraid to admit that I got done by someone who was just better than me there, even if it was just a case of I got so annoyed because of the possession. I got fully outplayed. So GG's. I hate that. That one almost put me over the edge a little bit because it's the possession thing. I can't handle it. I really like to be in control of the game. Next game, my opponent has a 5 at the back and a Team of the Year David Silva, or what is it, Team of the Year like nominee thing or whatever it is. He goes 1-0 up after 3 minutes, and I'm once again the home team and had kickoff, so I gave the ball away, obviously way too sloppy, and he got through to score the goal. Aubameyang then brushes off Van Dijk and whips a good ball into the back stick for Arnautovic to head home. Nice nice header there from the Austrian to help get us back into this game. I take the shot with Ronaldo, then cut it back and get another opportunity to whip it back stick for Arnautovic, of which once again he rises and heads home. Yeah, it's just some games they can do that and some games they can't. Like, genuinely, some of my crosses are exactly the same and then my opponents just manage to defend it. I don't know how they do that, and I wish I could learn how, because then 1, I could counter it, and 2, I'd be able to defend it myself. But my opponent gets an equalising goal, then gets through of Sterling. Good save. I literally moved the keeper and made a great save. The fact that it comes out for the deflection goal there is just, once again, I think a little bit of FIFA cheese. But this game was super even. If anything, you could say my opponent was having a better game. Both of us passing the ball incredibly well. Really high pass accuracies from both teams. And then in the second half, I think I kind of let this game get away from me because Bobby just sort of whips one into the back of the net. He gets 2 goals in the lead, which is definitely not what you want to see when there's, less than 45 minutes to go. I run down the side with Arnautovic, cut inside, play it into Ibra. Ibra is able to just knock it in to Mbappe. I turn the defender very, very well, hit the low driven, it does go in, and after with 30 minutes to go, I was kind of hoping that I'd get back into that match. But he sort of played really defensively, held it, literally went 5 at the back again, or he might have stayed that way for the entire game, and I lost to a 5 at the back, sort of nice and deep squad, just for the remainder of that game. That's exactly what I did. So I lost 2 in a row. So we're now 7-3. Not the greatest of displays, especially not as good as what we had last week. But I'll take it for now. We had some very easy games where we annihilated opponents, and then some very difficult ones, which all three of the difficult games I've had this week just haven't quite gone in my favour. My opponents have just about edged it over me, which is just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know, there'll be some weeks where I come away with 3 wins out of those 3 games and be 10-0, but not this week, unfortunately. So Ronaldo's literally got 20 contributions in 10 games. That really confirms like my happiness in buying him. I'm so glad that we've got him in the road to glory. I think it is part of the reason why we get rage quits and stuff, is because people just can't handle Ronaldo and they're like, well, this guy's got the win, and it's like psychological, isn't it? And then of course you come up against those guys who are so desperate to try hard and beat you because you've got like a squad with Ronaldo in it. So sometimes it gets a little bit harder as well, of course, now, and that's to be expected. So guys, that is the end of the episode. Do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button on this Sunday. I'd really appreciate your like on the video. Don't forget to follow my Twitter, my Instagram, even subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, have a lovely day everyone, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.